Hey guys, hope you're well. So basically today's video is going to be about what I've made in March, April, May, and I'm going to basically be talking about what my thought process was behind all these artworks, and I hope you have a nice time watching them because I had a great time making them. So without further ado, let's just get into the video of the art, because I absolutely don't know what else to talk about. So maybe I'll have something by the end of the video. So the first one is actually a two-piece drawing. It's called Oppression at Freedom. It's basically about like the representation of what it feels like to be oppressed and what kind of elements freedom brings into one's life. So for oppression, you can see that I've made him look like more of a demon kind of a thing, where like all his, like the part of his tongue is out and like it's oozing everywhere, and there's a lot of wrinkles all over his body, which is like when they say, like, when you don't take care of yourself, you look very like old and like I don't know, it felt like a very good representation of someone who's like abused themselves or is abusing their power, and I think it added to the evil element of oppression. And you can see there are multiple eyes, like always looking for something, and like a part of their skin is peeled off, you can see the bone. So this was oppression, and if you see, I move on to the freedom side. So basically you can check that the freedom side is much more calmer expression and less wrinkled, has a much more like, what do I say, kind of a purer skin, like as if they have not abused. And uh, instead of these wiggly circles and like horrible lines all over, like showing instability and uncertainty, the freedom side has much more like clean lines and a much more sorted uh, perspective. So I made this during when the Pakistan attack happened in Pahalgam. So I think this was a piece that I did during that time, because there was a lot of uh, back and forth happening between India and Pakistan, and I think like the whole social media was flooded with news about the attack and like the terrorism and the kind of shameful things Pakistan was portraying. But anyways, this was a pretty good piece. I was really happy with it. Uh, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this one is kind of a just a simple mandala design. I was so basically I always am in conflict of what I need to do as an artist. Like, I'm not sure if I should just stick to doing patterns or stick to doing some kind of conceptual work. So I'm always having this constant battle. So sometimes I just dish things out. Like, I just made this because I didn't want to feel like, oh, I am just doing concept work now, or I'm just uh, like in two minds of what I do. So sometimes I just scribble. If it looks something like it's going to be a mandala or some kind of a pattern art, I just go with it. I don't like think too much to it. But this is like kind of a recent development. I have always had issues with what I need to draw. So I usually just scribble, and then from there I think if I want to make it into a uh, like conceptual piece, or if I just want to make some patterns out of it. So that's the second one. The third one, this is actually not something I made recently, but it's something that I recently tore out and cut it up nicely to put it in my kind of portfolio. So basically, this is a piece called I See You. It's kind of a demon with tentacles, and I made this to make it black and white, but then I recently got some acrylic markers, and I wanted to try the acrylic markers out. So some of the areas which look like they don't work with watercolors, or like you can't do that with other colors, these are mostly all acrylic markers, where the highlights and stuff are mostly acrylic markers, the rest is just ohu markers. So this came out pretty nice. It looks very vibrant and staring into your soul kind of pieces. But up close they have like there are like lines, and like some of the paint got faded. If you can see here, all these places, like the paint faded into the art, but it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. It's not a bad piece. And let's move on. Okay, this is a pretty recent piece. This one is I think I called it colorful whirl because of the whirly stuff inside. And this is mostly, I think, me trying out some color theory things, like trying to mix and match some colors that usually don't work well in my head, but they look really good on paper. So I think this was an example. I think the color palette was from Pinterest, which I thought interestingly wasn't going to come out nice, but it did come out really well. If you can see, the colors are pretty vibrant and nice. Yeah, so this doesn't much have a deeper meaning to it. It's just something nice, artsy, and colorful. Moving on. Okay, I think this one is called Open Your Eyes, or something like that. Yeah, I think it's called Open Your Eyes. Yeah. So basically, I had made this when I was going for my vacation with my wife to Tbilisi in Georgia. And there was like, it's something like an eye-opening moment kind of a thing, like open your eyes and see the truth, or meditate and like be enlightened, kind of something like that. That's why it's like a third eye opening right in the center, and like kind of a meditative, or kind of in a high kind of a state where you've gained enlightenment, and like the flowers represent that sort of thing. And I was trying to do the whole curly hair thing. Recently I've been into making kind of curly hair, and I think it came out pretty nice. Looks like hair though. I'm not so happy with the blue that I did on this, like on a light. If you see it in light, if you see it right under the light, it's pretty much not visible. But I did some like cross hatching here and there, and the thing came out pretty well. I think it's I'm happy with it. And let's go to the next one. Okay, this is a big piece. Okay, yeah, so this is one that I'm really proud of. It came out really nice, and I got let's show it to you guys first. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm always conflicted if I should do like some kind of pattern work or some kind of conceptual work. But now I've realized I just can combine two of them and kind of go for a abstract but conceptual art kind of a thing, where it's not completely abstract, where you're like just staring at it for hours trying to interpret whatever like it has already has a meaning. You can interpret on top of that meaning. So basically, I did this to represent like a relationship you have with your partner. So basically, this was called lovers. So it's how like in my case, I'm a straight man. So in my case, a man and a woman, how their thoughts can be everywhere, but when they are in a relationship, they usually come together and reach a mutual understanding of sorts. And from the mutual development of thoughts and coming and combining into one single point, how a beautiful flower can come out, like a beautiful relationship can come out from the whole mixing of thoughts. And how like when you're in a relationship, you think about the other and they also think about you as equally uh, as you think about yourself. If your concept of self love is at a really good point and space. If not, then you're mostly just thinking about other people more than you think about yourself, which usually doesn't turn out good. But basically, yeah, so this piece is that. And I don't know if you can see the whole thing. Okay, one sec, just let me. So that's the whole thing. I think I messed up the stand. 1 second. Yeah, okay, we're back. Yeah, so that's about this piece. Okay, this is a funny one. I know what it is. It's just a turnip and a ginger, and I think these are called cattail. That's it. There's nothing. There's no. There's no story behind this. I was trying to make some botanical art, but that's the story. I got carried away with the frame. It's a weird ass frame which has like some elements of Baroque architecture, but it's pretty nice. It was much more not finished. I hadn't finished it. I don't know why, but then I got back to it. I added some shade here, and if you see closely, like there's cross hatching on the turnip, and I added some shade here to add like a depth. So I added shade here to give depth, and just added yellow circles because why not, look nice. Moving on. Okay, yeah, this is one piece I'm really proud of. It's come out really well. Wait, I'll just show it to you guys. So because of the pencil, you can't see the reflection's pretty bad. Yeah, so this piece is called Moving Forward. It's about, I don't know if you can see it. There's a tiny dude there. And there's like a big monument to represent that moving forward in life should be one of your utmost goals and something that you need to strive for always. And you can see all the elements of like I don't know, I think it's called Baroque architecture. At least that's what you get when you type. So everything about this piece is movement. That's why you have the arrows pointing in the direction of the body moving. So basically this leg was down here, it went up. This leg rotated and is on the other side. This leg was lifted, this hand was put down here. And the thought of moving forward through the head, and then this finger pointing to go ahead. And basically this person has like the thought in his head that he has to move forward, and that's hence the whole drawing. Okay, I think some of the pencil shaved off here. I'll just erase it during that. But this came out really nice. So I started this off with watercolor on the background and faded it from like a pink tone to a yellow tone. And then I used Ohuhu markers to add all this texture kind of a thing and the middle part. And then I detailed the whole drawing out, and I left these out on purpose to get the fade inside. And that's about it. This piece, I'm really proud of this came out really well. And now my wife has a t-shirt for this which is very nice. So this is on the back side of the t-shirt like this. Okay, and this, I think if you guys have seen my Instagram, this is kind of a funny story. So I was staring at these Instamart bags, and basically what I did is I wanted to explain why color theory is really important for like brands, artists, and people, anybody using color basically, and how it can represent and show uh, people what you're about. So basically, if you guys are from India, you already know Swiggy. If you're not from India, Swiggy is like a delivery service of for food, and they have a sub segment called Instamart, which delivers like almost anything, uh, like like raw materials, dry materials, stationery, etc., etc. You guys can just Google and you'll see. So basically, what Swiggy is the brand. It has like a orange color theme for its. Like it's represented by an orange color theme. So I made this example to show why this brighter version would represent their brand much better than this cooler version. And so this is a good example. A lot of people really enjoyed this on Instagram. So I'm planning to do something similar and take this project forward, and let's see where it goes. And then for the last one, which I did, I think like 3-4 days back, this is called the worry killing dagger. Sounds funny, but yeah, it is. So when I'm worried and stuff, I make random shit out of paper lying around. But this is not random shit. This is actually the paper left over from the project that I am doing now. But this came out really well. I don't paint so much, but this whole background is watercolor. And then I used acrylic markers to get the paint on top. And then I used Pigma microns to make the details. And then I used Sakura jelly, the white thing, the white pen for these highlights, which make it pop out like a kind of a 3D thing, and added a shadow behind this. So basically that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one.